Hello and welcome to another installment of Thug Nation, where we talk about the issues of the day, the issues of tomorrow, issues of next week, geopolitical, food, church, you name it, we're going to talk about it. Today I'm going to talk about the subject of Chicago and what's going on up in Chicago. And I'm not from Chicago. I'm from another ghetto in Newark, New Jersey. Ghetto's a ghetto. However, in Chicago, we're faced with a situation where there are more people dying in Chicago on a continuous basis than there is in Afghanistan, if you can believe it. So, I posed a question to leaders, the government, that are going to other countries to try to keep those other countries safe. How can we generalize going over to another country, keeping them safe, and we have the most dangerous city in the world, Chicago, out of control? How can we have Boston bombing suspects, the Sarnoff brothers, or however you say their name? You had at one point 10 to 12,000 cops looking for one teenage boy after the older brother was supposedly run over by the younger brother, which was a lie. But anyway, you had the city of Chicago in a war basically right now. Kids getting shot, people just dying. And it's happening every day. And I don't understand how we can shut the city of Boston down, basically declaring martial law, because that's what it was. They just put another name on it, but that's what it was, martial law. But you cannot keep the city of Chicago safe. It is a war zone. Kids are dying. People are dying every week, and we're not doing anything about it. It's not being put in the news like it should be. It's not having an emphasis on it like it should be. A lot of the folks that are dying are black, white, Hispanic, whatever. I don't know all the nationalities, but they are dying. Meanwhile, so-called leaders, white, black, I'm not going to call names, but some of them are not even bringing this up to any kind of attention. Our news media just said how it is. They suck. Right now, the news media is not covering it like they should cover it. They're not making it important. You know, just about, a week or two ago, we were talking about the royal baby. That's really not relevant. It's really not important. I could care less about the royal baby. That means nothing at this point. Right now, we have people dying in this city. And it's quite sure there's other cities that people are dying. But at this rate, with this repetitiveness that's occurring in Chicago, it's mind-boggling how we don't have, if you're going to have martial law, that would be the place to do it. Stop it in its tracks. But that's not happening. You got the NSA, TSA, FBI, you name it, Department of Homeland Security. Go to Chicago. Get it straight. But that's not occurring. The President of the United States came from Chicago. Or wherever the hell he came from. He came from Chicago. His town. So I wonder, is the United States going to be like Chicago, Barack? Would you send your kids to school in Chicago, Barack? Mr. Holder, Eric Holder, would you send your kids to school in Chicago? But we all know the answer to that. The answer to that is no, they wouldn't do it. So if they wouldn't do it, why in the world would you expect other parents to want to do it? There are kids living in a war zone in the United States. In Chicago. There's other cities I could name off too. But today we're talking about Chicago. The question I would ask the president is why? Why? See, we were so worried about our foreign policy, We're not worried about our domestic policy. We're so worried about these other countries that we're letting our country fall apart. We're so worried about having a democracy someplace else that we're worried about the hypocrisy here in the United States. We're not worried about it. So I send this out to our president, our attorney general, the NSA, TSA, FBI, whoever else. We can do something about the non-important stuff, but not worry about the important stuff. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. There's some people who play baseball. We may need to have congressional hearings about steroids and waste some more money. Why don't we have some congressional hearings about the violence in Chicago? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about why kids keep getting shot every week. Let's talk about that. But wait a minute. The important thing right now is we need to worry about immigration. No, we don't. People are still going to go across the border. The border's not controlled. That's the least of our worries. They've been coming across the border uncontrolled for years. That's not a hot issue. And on the flip side, we can't even afford the people coming across the border. So, Chicago. Barack Obama, can we not get something done in Chicago? The citizens of Chicago deserve better. The citizens of the United States deserve better. The citizens overseas deserve better. But right now we're talking about Chicago. Barack, senator from Illinois, now president. Can you not do something there? Can you not try to fix that instead of fix everything else you're trying to fix? And I'll be the first to say I voted for Barack Obama twice. Barack, you gave us a change we could believe in. You really did. I believe the change. It wasn't positive. People can say whatever they want to say. They can say, oh, he had a mess when he came in there. You damn right you had a mess. But you created some messes too. You've perpetuated some messes too. So now you're in your second term. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. This is Ed Walters, and this is Thug Nation.